Dear viewers, today we embark on a deeper journey into one of humanity's oldest questions. How did we come to exist? In this journey, we will compare the perspectives offered by various belief systems and modern science, trying to shed light on this mystery that has long fascinated our minds regarding the origin of humanity. The Qur'an clearly states that Adam was created from earth. However, it emphasizes that this act of creation was not an instantaneous event but rather a gradual process. In Surah Hijr, it is mentioned that man was created from dry clay, from molded black mud. This expression indicates that the raw material of creation exists in the form of different states of the earth. The transformation of earth from dry clay into molded mud signals an ongoing process. Similarly, in Surah Ar-Rahman, the term sticky clay is used, which alludes to another state of the earth, perhaps a more fluid and malleable consistency. These descriptions show that creation is a gradual process that encompasses different stages. The various states of the earth might even symbolize the different phases in the creation of man. Yet, the Qur'an does not merely discuss the different forms of earth. It also employs embryological terminology to hint at a biological foundation for creation. Terms such as nutfah, a drop of fluid, alaqah, a leech-like substance, and mudghah, a chewed substance, are used to describe the developmental stages of the embryo. The usage of these terms suggests that the Qur'an offers not only a spiritual account of human creation but also a perspective based on biology, a point seen by some as evidence of the Qur'an's compatibility with modern scientific discoveries. Furthermore, the creation of Eve from Adam signifies that all humans originate from a single source. This underlines that all people share the same origin and are related to one another. It also conveys that man and woman complement each other, and that both are essential for the continuation of humanity. The detailed narrative of human creation in the Qur'an is not merely a story but also a subject for deep contemplation. The different states of the earth, along with embryological terms and the idea that humanity comes from a single source, illustrate how miraculous and complex the act of creation truly is. This narrative encourages us to think, to research, and to explore the mysteries of creation. Similarly, in the Torah and the Bible, it is stated that Adam was created from earth and that Eve was created from Adam's rib. These accounts emphasize that human beings are a special creation of God and that all of humanity originated from a single couple. However, these texts do not provide as detailed an account of the stages of creation as the Qur'an does. Now, let's look at the evidence and theories presented by modern science regarding the origin of humanity. The theory of evolution posits that man evolved from a common ancestor shared with other primates. Fossil records reveal the various stages of this evolutionary process, while genetic research brings to light the similarities between human and other primate DNA. The concepts of mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam in genetics suggest that all humans share common genetic ancestors. However, these ideas do not fully align with the notion presented in religious texts that there was a singular, first human couple. Genetic data indicate that the human population expanded over time and that genetic diversity increased as a result of mutations and variations. This stands in contrast to the idea that humans were created as a single pair from which all people descended. How should we interpret these differences? Some scientists argue that genetic evidence invalidates the creation accounts found in religious texts. According to them, the scientific data demonstrate that humanity emerged through an evolutionary process and did not originate from a single pair. On the other hand, some theologians and scientists contend that these differences are symbolic or metaphorical in nature. They believe that the concepts of mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam serve as symbols emphasizing our shared common origin, while the account of Adam and Eve in religious texts represents the spiritual dimension of humanity and our relationship with God. Fossil records, which include species such as Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, and Homo sapiens, reveal that different human species evolved gradually over time into modern humans. Yet, these fossil records also stand in stark contrast to the abrupt creation narrative found in religious texts. They act like a time capsule, carrying the traces of creatures that lived millions of years ago, and they display the various stages of human evolution. The journey from Australopithecus to Homo sapiens shows gradual changes and the evolution of species over time. Each fossil helps us understand how our ancestors walked, used tools, and even thought. However, this scientific picture differs significantly from the creation narratives in the Torah, the Bible, and the Qur'an, which describe the emergence of humans as an instantaneous and direct act. The creation of Adam from earth and Eve from Adam emphasizes that all humanity comes from a single source. These accounts do not incorporate the idea that species change over time or that they evolved from one another. What, then, is the reason for these differences? Here, various interpretations come into play. Some theologians argue that the creation narratives in religious texts are intended to be symbolic or metaphorical. In their view, these accounts emphasize that man is a special creation of God, endowed with a spiritual dimension. Meanwhile, some scientists believe that fossil records contradict the religious texts and that evolutionary theory better explains the origin of humanity. Yet a reconciling approach also exists. According to this perspective, faith and science can complement each other. While religious texts address the spiritual aspect of human existence, science explains the biological evolution of man. In other words, we are seeking different answers to different questions. These divergences between faith and science show that we are, in fact, asking different questions. While faith addresses the purpose of human existence, its spiritual dimension, and our relationship with God, science elucidates the biological and cultural evolution of humans within the framework of natural laws. The creation narratives in religious texts may carry symbolic and metaphorical meanings. They emphasize that man is a unique creation of God, endowed with moral responsibilities and a spiritual dimension. In contrast, scientific findings help us understand humanity's place in the natural world, its evolutionary process, and its biological makeup. Reconciling these two viewpoints can help us understand both the material and spiritual dimensions of human existence. Rather than being mutually exclusive, faith and science can complement each other to provide a more comprehensive understanding of humanity's origins. In conclusion, the origin of humanity is a profound and complex subject for both faith and science. Different perspectives help us better understand this issue and offer varied insights into our existence. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our videos.